And welcome on into another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry. That's Nick beside me, Tim down below, and we are ready to break down some Wednesday baseball. I forgot what day it is. For some reason, I keep thinking it's Thursday. I've been looking ahead till tomorrow, so we'll
Me too. Me too. And this weekend in general.
Yeah. But we do have some games today, and 4 games that I really like that I chose for us to break down. Obviously, last pitch as well. We'll have more picks there. But the first game I chose is happening in 45 minutes approximately, and that is the Padres and the Giants. You can find the Padres minus 145 to minus 164. San Francisco is plus 125 to plus 136. 7.5's right across the board in this one here. For me, it's the first 5. I'm going to the first 5, and I'm taking the Padres minus a half, which I got for plus 110, and that is currently what the best price you can find it for as well. Basically, it's a fade of Wood. And kind of backing Musgrove. Musgrove got off to an amazing start with the Padres this year. Had a pretty bad rough patch there. Padres not really a team that I'm rushing to go back, but they've won 4 of their last 5 and are playing pretty well here. The Giants are not. So I think asking the Padres to have a 1-run lead after 5 innings isn't that much to ask, especially at plus money. So that is kind of my play here. Didn't get involved in the player props in this game because the Padres offense isn't rolling on all cylinders like it could be. So I'm not going to get involved with the player props, but I do look for the Padres to be leading after 5 innings. Nick, Padres Giants, what do you think here?
Yeah, my play should come as no surprise, and I feel like I'm starting to do this religiously. I'm fading the Padres, or what I call the Fraudres, until further notice. Yeah, I get it. They've won the last few games. They played the Royals and the Giants. Give me a break. This team's a flawed baseball team, and I think that they're getting overvalued since their trade deadline moves. Now that they got Soto and they got Bell and they got Drury and this team's overrated. They're extremely overrated, and I think there's a chance that they miss the playoffs and they're on the outside looking in this year. So, no, I'm not lining up to back the Padres. I'm going to look to fade them at any stretch I can, and that's exactly what I'm on this time here. I'm on the Giants in the first 5 innings. I got it at plus 105. I think that the Giants should be able to salvage this last game of the series. It's tough to sweep a team on the road, or for a team to get to sweep a team in their own ballpark. And I'm going to rely on the Giants to show up for me this one here. And I think that they at least win the first 5. Full game, that's a big question mark, but Padres have really struggled first 5 recently. So that's what I'm going to look to do here. Giants first 5 money line here at plus 105. I pushed the first 5 money line with them last night. I'm going to go back to it today.
All right. Me and Nick going head to head already. Good luck backing Wood. Best of luck to you. Tim, are you are you picking a side or are you staying off?
Yeah, in a battle between Nick and Terry, I'm going to be on Team Terry. Let's get this. I'm on the Padres today. They're going for the sweep. I'm going for a lot of teams that are going for the sweep today. The Giants are just not good. Their offense has been non-existent. As bad as the San Diego Padres offense has been, the Giants have been almost worse. Musgrove is one of the more consistent arms. I know he has not won a game. The Padres have won a couple of his games. He has not personally won any of his games since getting that big contract. I don't care. I'm grabbing the Padres at plus money to finish off a sweep and move on. Padres know they need to start beating up on bad teams and teams that are out of it. And the Giants are pretty much, I believe, if they're on life support, I believe if Padres win today, they just unplug and the Giants go down quietly. That this is a spot. Padres should win this one 4-1 area. So Padres run line for me at plus money.
All right. We'll go along to the next game, a game that I stayed off of yesterday, but I'm getting involved today. We have the St. Louis Cardinals. You can find them minus 227 to minus 275. Cincinnati plus 195 to plus 210. 9.5s right across the board. If you're looking to take the Cardinals minus 1.5, you're going to have to pay minus 143 to minus 155. Or you can do what I did, and that is take Cardinals minus 2.5 for plus money. You can currently find it for plus 100. One spot, minus 110 at power play. If you look around, I'm sure you can find it plus money at other spots that have the minus 1.5 listed. Why am I taking the Cardinals minus 2.5? Well, they are the best team in baseball against left-handed pitchers. And when it comes to left-handed pitching, we don't really have a lot of the really bad starters. Keuchel, I guess we got to have him here one game. And Kikuchi's in the bullpen. But Mike Minor is still pitching for the Reds. And I just think this is a great spot for the Cardinals to come out and maybe have another game like when they've been scoring 10-plus runs and dominating. I could see another domination game here. So I'm on the minus 2.5 plus money for the Cardinals. Look for them to take care of business in this one. Nick, are we against each other again?
No, because I want nothing to do with this game. It's just I feel like if you have to lay 2.5 runs to have a reasonable price on a team, then that game is just not worth it, and just move on. And I just have no interest in laying 2.5 runs with teams. It's just, I don't know. That's just my style of handicapping. I just feel like if you have to do that, maybe there's value on the dog. I think there probably is a little bit of value on the Reds here at home. You just have to plug your nose and have to hope that Mike Minor actually does something, which if you look at his advanced numbers, his numbers suggest that we should see positive regression from him. And I think since he started off the season late, we could see this veteran come in and start to actually pitch better later in the season with the Reds. So I would lean towards the Reds in this one if I had to get involved. I'm not, though. I don't trust Mike Minor. I want to see him improve before I look to bet him. But I do think we are going to see better from Mike Minor down the stretch.
That may be very possible, but I don't think this game is the one. I think if he's going to start improving, I don't think it's going to be in this spot. They hit him for 2 home runs. I think he had 3 or 4 walks, 5 earned runs, and 4 innings earlier on in the year. The Cardinals, I look for kind of the same repeat here in this one. Tim, are you on Team Terry again, or are you on Team Nick in passing?
I'm on team. I want to stay as far away from this game as I can. No, I'm
So
on the
Team
same
Nick,
boat.
yeah.
Team Nick on this one. I love Jose Quintana. I love backing him in Pittsburgh. I love backing him in St. Louis. I'm not laying 150 on a run line, and I don't lay 2.5s. Mike Minor deserves to be in the minors. He is not good. There's just no sugarcoating it. I feel like he's up there, probably top 3, top 5 for pitchers that we get to fade now, seeing that we no longer have, Kikuchi and freaking Dallas Keuchel and Jonah Don, and I mean we still have Patrick Corbin, which is nice, but Mike Minor's up there with those guys, maybe along with Lucas Giolito as well for team pitchers to fade. But I cannot get involved in this game. A 9.5, I can look towards an over. The problem is this game can be 8-0, to be completely honest, and I could see Quintana having a good game. So I'm just going to stay completely away from this one. No real interest. But good luck with your Cardinals.
Thank you. It's interesting when you mentioned the list of crappy pitchers. We didn't hear Anibal Sanchez. And that's
I forgot about him.
Well, as of late, he's been pretty good, actually.
He's been better as of late. But
sometimes that's going to happen, unfortunately. But we still have money makers in Keuchel when he does pitch. And like you said, Giolito and Mike Minor here.
Yep.
But we'll move on along. BetStamp. Use code WILD when signing up. Find the best odds for whatever you are betting. Make sure to do your line shopping and follow me there at Let's Go Wild Picks and sign up for as many books as you possibly can. And use code WILD. Moving on along to the next game, we do have the Tampa Bay Rays, the Battle of Florida. In this one, I stayed off yesterday when the pitching changed with McClanahan going out.
Pinched nerve should be out. He's on the 15-day DL. Pinched nerve in his shoulder.
Yeah. So I ended up staying off that, mostly because he was out, and there was no reason for me to stay off that because the first 5 easily cashed, full game cashed as well. Now today we got Tampa Bay minus 165, minus 178, Miami plus 145 to plus 155, sevens 1.6.5 available in this one. And as much as I hate to say it, Tampa Bay seems to be on their push for the playoffs. There was talk that maybe they would miss this year. I'm just going to mute Nick's mic because it is making.
Yes, thank you. I texted him to do that. It's just a lot of just weird noise. It's like you breathing into the mic or you banging into the mic that we just hear.
Yeah, it sounds like someone's touching. I've heard it happen on your show before, but it's okay.
It picks up everything right now. It's fine, Nick. You're fine.
Yeah, now it's good. I'm muted you. But yeah, back to in this one here, I'm taking Tampa Bay first 5 minus a half. When it comes to pitching, I believe it is going to be Trevor Rogers for Miami. That is not confirmed yet, I don't believe. But it will be Rasmussen.
It's on the books and stuff. I see him in there.
Oh, okay. So it should be Trevor Rogers. But as we've seen yesterday and in other recent days, pitching can change at last minute's notice.
Yep.
So obviously, make sure to
list action.
Yeah, if you're able to, or take whatever precautions you need. But in this one here, Rasmussen should be starting today. Somebody I want to back. This Marlins team seems to know kind of where their future is here. Tampa Bay pushing for the playoffs and playing pretty well right now. So I'll back them first 5 minus a half, which I got at minus 109. I like the Rays, as much as I hate to say it. Nick, Rays and Marlins, what do you think of this one? Battle of Florida.
I have no interest in this one because we're not even 100% sure who's pitching for the Marlins. It should be Trevor Rogers, but who knows at this point? Yeah, I really didn't cap this game because it was undecided when I did cap these games, so I've got nothing for this one here. Plain simple.
All right. I did a great job at picking games today, didn't I? No,
fantastic.
Yes, you did. Phenomenal.
That's why Last Pitch exists, and we'll go through all the rest of the games after. But Tim, do you have an opinion in the Battle of Florida?
It would have to be a lean towards Tampa. I would have to grab them on the run line, though, at plus 104. It doesn't really matter who really pitches for Tampa just because Miami doesn't have an offense. I think they swing those plastic bats with the numbers that they look at, the wiffle ball bats that you used when you're younger. I think they hit with those because they don't do anything. But looking at Tampa, these are the spots you need to win, like against Miami, against the bad teams. Granted, Tampa Bay, I feel like if there's going to be a team that gives the Yankees a push, it's Tampa, because Tampa still gets 6 games against the Yankees this season. And the way that the Rays are playing, they look good. They look good right now. They're getting the job done. They've won 8 out of their last 10. If anything, I would have to go towards Tampa Bay run line. But once again, we didn't know Trevor Rogers, which I believe he's coming off of injury. So we'll see. Trevor Rogers, we didn't know about him until this morning, so I couldn't really bet anything with this one.
And if for some reason Rogers only lasts a couple innings or whatever, we're probably looking at the bullpen. And that definitely doesn't scare me for Miami. So I'm fine with my Tampa Bay bet. Yep. And yes, I'm hoping that the Rays are peaking early because they have a lot of games against the Blue Jays coming as well. So a lot of divisional games for the Rays, the Orioles, and the Blue Jays coming. So.
This AL East AL wild card, AL East is kind of wrapped up at this point, but it's going to be very entertaining for the rest of the year.
For sure. We'll move on to the fourth game that I chose, and I know that we're all going to like this one. I feel bad. Well, not bad. I feel angry at myself for not taking the Diamondbacks yesterday. After going with the Detroit first 5 and the under and absolutely getting demolished, I decided not to add the Diamondbacks in the first 5 under like I was thinking. First 5 under would have been a mistake anyway, but I definitely shouldn't have backed the Diamondbacks, which I didn't. But today is a new day. We have the Phillies minus 128 to minus 138. Arizona plus 114 to plus 116. So extremely similar price right across the board. And 9.5s also right across the board. I went to the first 5 in this one. I took Arizona first 5 plus a half, which I got for minus 122. You can get it for minus 120 now, minus 125. So basically the only book is Sports Interaction to get it at the minus 120. I like that. And then I like Arizona full game. And one of the reasons is their pitcher, Henry. Tommy Henry. In his last 3 games, he has 2 wins and a no decision against the White Sox, the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Colorado Rockies. The thing to mention there is that he is a left-handed pitcher, Tommy Henry, and those 3 teams all are good against left-handed pitchers or have been good against left-handed pitchers. They can hit lefties, all 3 of those teams. So it doesn't really scare me here that the Phillies have a very good record against lefties as well, because Henry has been able to keep the Cardinals to 6 hits, 1 earned run, and 1 walk in his loss, and then wins against the White Sox and the Rockies. So it doesn't really scare me, Phillies hitting versus lefties. But what I have noticed is Arizona's hot right now. They are a team with no pressure. They're obviously out of the playoffs, so there won't be any playoffs for them. But they don't have anything to lose and no pressure, so they're just going out there and having fun. And those kind of teams can be scary. So I'm going to back them here. My dog of the day. I like them first 5 and full game. Nick, what do you think here? Phillies and Diamondbacks.
Yeah, this series has been a lot of fun to watch. Definitely to watch this Philadelphia Phillies team just like crumble before your eyes. It's a beautiful thing as a Mets fan. But beyond that, yeah, I think that Arizona going for the sweep here, I think it's a very good look. I got him in the first 5 at plus 105. I like the way Henry's been pitching as well. I remember backing Henry in that start against the Cardinals. And I think I ended up pushing the first 5 but losing the full game. But that was a game where this is a Diamondbacks team that come down the stretch is going to be a spoiler team. It's one of those teams where they got nothing to lose. I don't think there's any props on him at the moment, but as soon as there are, Corbin Carroll, their prospect they just brought up, looked awesome the first 2 games. I think he's gotten hits in both those games. I wanted to bet him to get a hit tonight. My book didn't have a prop for him there. But I saw a video of him last night. The guy topped out at 30.7 miles an hour running from first to home. Like, this guy is a good hitter. He's fast. That's one thing you're going to love to see here in September, and a great thing to keep an eye on. Which teams are bringing up their top prospects to get them some major league time? Those are the teams that have nothing to lose. Those are the teams to back at really nice dog prices, because they're going to try to play spoiler, especially with their prospects. So now they're bringing it up. So, Diamondbacks first 5 for me in this spot here. The Diamondbacks are a bet on team this September.
I will agree with you that the Diamondbacks are definitely a bet on team right now, for sure. I definitely agree with that. Quick question for the Earl Bros, because I don't have any opinion on it, but what is your estimate for DeGrom strikeouts tonight?
I don't know. The Dodgers don't strike out all that. Like, they're bottom 3rd in the league for strikeouts, so it's a little bit scary with that one. But DeGrom has been really good at home. In order to get strikeout props for him, I believe the only chance you get plus money is over 9.5. So you're asking for 10 strikeouts from DeGrom against a Dodgers team that doesn't strike out all that often?
And it's only going to
DeGrom's
go
got
80
some good
pitches.
stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would pass on that for me.
Yeah, they're definitely better spots to look at, probably.
Probably
Do they play the Angels? Do the Mets play the Angels?
No.
Because that's like
Wrong
a dream.
LA team.
Oh, darn. Because
They
that's like a
already
dream. Oh, okay. Well, they will next year because every MLB team will face every MLB team next year. It's
Yeah, and I
great
think
that
I
the
saw it
schedule is
was,
doing that.
I think I saw it was June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, if I'm not mistaken, that the Toronto Blue Jays head into Citi Field. So.
Oh, they're in Citi Field? Okay, good.
Awesome. 3 easy wins. So we'll get to that next year. And then Mamu Vets agrees the Phillies suck.
Well, no, Terry, you won't be able to bet that because you don't bet Mets games.
That's for this regular season. It ends.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, the rule I said it was for the rest of regular season. Come playoff
Fair.
time, I will be fading the Mets. What's up, Justin? Thanks for hitting the like. Coming in late. Hey, no worries. It's all good. 9.5. He didn't even hit that against the Rockies.
Yeah, he didn't. But at the same time, he was getting more. The Rockies were being a little bit more aggressive in that game, so makes sense.
For sure. Follow Nick and Tim at ESB. Follow Dave at Picks from Dave. Their descriptions to their YouTubes are on the link below. Make sure to give them a subscribe. We will go on to last pitch and look at the rest of the baseball slate. The rest of the picks that I have for games that we did not go over is Seattle, first 5 -0.5. I'm going to fade the Detroit Tigers here. Gonzalez has been pitching much better recently. The same cannot be said for Alexander. So I'll back the Mariners here in that one. That's my only other bet that I made so far. I'm looking at a San Diego and St. Louis moneyline parlay and a Toronto-Seattle moneyline parlay as well. Haven't quite got to them yet. Looking at the rest of the slate, Orioles, Guardians. Go Guardians as a fan. I'm rooting for the Guardians. But as a betting, as a handicapper, I'm staying off because McKenzie's one of those pitchers that just, for some reason, I can't get him right. It's kind of like the team who must not be named. So I kind of stay off his games. Athletics Nationals, Caprillion against Anibal Sanchez, as we mentioned earlier. The Athletics were favorites. Are they currently still favorites?
It's been a pick 'em. They're going to stay a pick 'em.
Oh, okay, yeah. So -104, the best price for the Oakland. -102 for the Nationals. I wanted to bet the Athletics in this game. Caprillion not coming off a very good game, and Anibal Sanchez is playing well. So ultimately, it is a pass for me, even though I do think this Athletics team is better. But just because they're better doesn't mean they're going to win in this one. So pass for me. Cubs and Blue Jays, it looks like it will be Farrell for the Cubs, Mitch White for the Jays. I have not really looked into this game very deeply because I was not sure who the pitcher would be. But I do think the Blue Jays will sweep the Cubs and will get this win here. I'm really pissed at myself last night. The Cubs were up by 1, and I went to live bet the Jays, and I didn't have enough time because Teoscar Hernandez hit a 3-run homer just before I was able to place the bet. So I'll take it, being a Blue Jays fan, that the Jays won. And I know they cashed for you, Nick, so I'm glad that you made some money off them. But it was kind of sad because I was just trying to live bet them and that happened. But in this game here, Mitch White coming off a really bad game, I look for him to rebound and the Jays to get this sweep here against the Cubs. Rockies and Braves, Feltner against Wright. I want to back Kyle Wright, who's pitching really well right now. But I'll let the other guys talk about this history between these two teams. But for me, it's the price. I can't get involved because of how huge favorites the Braves are. I am on the Cardinals -2.5 today. I know you guys don't do -2.5s. I do in certain cases, but the Braves are not a team in this position that I could do that with. So that's basically it for that. Red Sox Twins, Waka against Joe Ryan. Twins are another team kind of like the Diamondbacks, which are kind of hot as of late. Ryan went through his kind of bad spell, has kind of rebounded here since then. Waka, not a pitcher I want to stand in front of, really. He's pitched pretty well all year long. Finnegan's barking, so that means maybe the dog is a good look in this one, but I won't be getting involved. Royals and White Sox, Bubic against Lynn. Trust me, I want to go right back to the Royals today. They're a team that I'm kind of enjoying making money off of when I do pull the trigger on them. But I can't back Bubic here. I can't. He's not one of the pitchers that I can back. But the White Sox, they're not out of it yet at 63 and 66. But the way they look and the way they've looked all year long, I'm willing to say that they're out of it, in my opinion. But for this game, nothing. Yankees, Angels, Cole against Sandoval. Pass for me. Would love to find a way to fade Garrett Cole, but I'm not going to get involved in that game. And that is it. Nick, what do you think? Last pitch, the rest of the slate.
Yeah, let me get up my card here real quick. Started off with a nice loser with the first 500 in Houston. That was fun. We already touched on that game. Detroit and Seattle. I took the over 8.5 because both these pitchers have not been pitching well lately. And I also did take Detroit in the first 5 at plus 120. I'm not a fan of Marco Gonzalez. His numbers have looked awful, felt like all year long. And I just feel like there's a little bit of value here with the Detroit Tigers. So I took him in the first 5 innings at plus 120. I took the Twins -1 at plus 115 with Joe Ryan on the mound. I think that's a decent spot for them. I see some nice line value there with the Twins at that price. I am fading Cole. I took the Angels first 5 plus a half a run. I see some line value with them. And then we already touched on Arizona and we already touched on San Fran. So not a huge card for me today. So that's kind of what I'm on.
All right. Nothing wrong with smaller cards. Tim, last pitch. What do you think here? And I saw you shaking your head to this comment.
Yeah, the Suns are the NBA, but the Connecticut Sun, that's the WNBA, and I do like them tonight. But I do like Arizona today. I like their pitching. They're going for the sweep. I kind of just got skipped over for that.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I
just got skipped over it.
It's because of the chat. I'm so sorry, Tim. It's because we went to the chat and it was
fine. It's fine. I'm on Arizona.
It's because your opinion does not matter.
I like Arizona. Go for the sweep. Get them. I'm on the San Diego Padres, like we mentioned earlier. I'm on the under in the Baltimore game. Although I am kind of rooting for Baltimore. I wanna see the Orioles make it into the playoffs somehow. I don't know who they replace, but I wanted to. It would be cool because they were projected 62 wins this year, and they have a shot at the playoffs. And they're bringing up their top prospect, Gunnar.
Yeah, that's right, they are.
So yeah, they just had the number 1 prospect come up with Rutschman, and now they have another number 1 prospect coming up. So that should be fun to see.
I'll get the name of that in a second.
I'm not touching the Mets game tonight, although I might have a secret bet on that one later because it's the Mets. Seattle run line for me. There's no way in hell I'm coming close to that Colorado game.
By the way, Tim, with the Orioles, it's Gunnar Henderson making his debut with the Orioles, making his major league debut, and also with the Orioles today, he's on their taxi squad. Never mind. Jesus Aguilar is a Baltimore Oriole as well.
Yeah, that's a good thing for them. But no way coming near the Colorado game. Although Atlanta run line is trending on Twitter. Do with that as you wish. Normally, anything trending on Twitter is a death note to it. So go Colorado. Help us out again like you did last night. Kansas City and Chicago, I like the over. You get the boob on the mound, and it's always good when the boob's on the mound for an over, along with Lance Lynn. And then the 2 WNBA plays, I like the dogs tonight. So Connecticut Sun and Seattle Storm.
All right. Before we get to best bets, not a lot of baseball tomorrow. So we're actually going to go over at least one, maybe two college football games. So make sure to tune into tomorrow's show as I will be going deep diving into capping. But disclaimer, I am not a college football capper, but I'm definitely going to start capping it the best way I can. So make sure to tune into that tomorrow as we will go over some college football as well.
A rule of thumb: don't lay 35 points in the first week for a team.
Oh, great!
Damn it, you're on to me. Come on, we're not laying 34.5 with Central Florida against.
The only team I would feel comfortable laying the points with is Alabama. Against Utah
maybe
State.
two,
but no.
Well, we'll have to see because I would definitely want to focus in on at least one, but we'll see. Tomorrow's slate isn't the best, so
it's not. It's not a good slate. But
we'll see what we can all come up with and find games that we like. But we will jump into the best bet segment and start with over under as we usually do. And for me, none. There's no totals that I'm on. I'm almost back to 500 in the over-under, so I'm not going to push out any totals that I'm not really confident in, or definitely none that I'm not betting, so nothing for me. Nick, you're going Detroit, Seattle, over 8.5. Tim, you're going White Sox, Kansas City, over 8.5.
Yep.
And Ryan is going White Sox, team total, over 4.5 in this one. Going on to dog of the day. For me and Nick, it is the Arizona Diamondbacks.
I would have went with them too, but I wanted to be different.
There we go. For Tim, Seattle Storm in the WNBA. Going on to Parlay Piece, which will be making its exit from the show coming soon. There'll be no more Parlay Pieces. But as I said, obviously I will still give out Parlay Pieces, but it will no longer be a part of the show. I want to focus in more on odds and have more accurate records for the next upcoming football and hockey season. But for Parlay Piece today, St. Louis Cardinals money line for me. Nick, you're going with the Twins money line. Tim is shockingly going with the New York Mets money line.
Dodgers 2-7 as a dog since 2020. I know last year's stats don't matter, but they don't cover as dogs. When they're plus money for a reason.
Last year's stats matter to me, but other people that shall not be named that are on the show don't.
The Dodgers are 1-3 as a dog this year. Their only win was against the Phillies. I believe that was in April.
And they were plus 102.
And they're plus 102. So,
all right. And Ryan is going with Tampa Bay Rays money line as his parlay piece. And for best bets, definitely a bit of a slide here, but I'm ready to get the win today. In Tampa Bay Rays, first 5, -0.5, -105, my best bet. Nick, you're going with the Detroit Tigers, first 5 money line, plus 139. Interesting. Tim is going with the Arizona Diamondbacks full game money line plus 118. And Ryan is going with Seattle and Detroit first 5 over 4.5. But that is today's show. If you're into hockey, make sure to watch in about 20 minutes as we go over the team that is on Tim's jersey there. Our final Pacific team that we will go over. Did I say Tim?
Yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah, my bad.
We're going over the Colorado Rockies of the NHL.
Yes, no. We will have to go over the Crapalanche at another point in the year, but it'll have to happen, sadly. But all 32 teams, so we'll eventually get to that. But no, today is the Vancouver Canucks But make sure to hit the subscribe button if you like the content. Smash the like button if you like the content. And we appreciate all the support. We'll see you again in 20 minutes and tomorrow for another episode. Getting Well with Terry and Friends. Best of luck today, guys.